Let's talk about jealousy, confidence, and successful women. Why is it that we're so jealous and triggered by successful women who seem to have it all? That's right. In today's sit down, casual conversation here in my living room, I want to talk about jealousy and why we are so jealous of other women who are abundant, successful, seem to have it all, right? On the surface, they seem to have it all. And I want to talk about this because this is one of the deepest things that I believe is plaguing society, is plaguing the world, is our jealousy and competitiveness with other women. If you don't know me, I am a full-time astrologer, world traveler, astrocartographer, helping people relocate to places that they thrive. I have courses, a podcast, and so much. And let's be real, for a lot of people that are not constantly working on their mindset, their spiritual work, that are doing the work, for a lot of people, it is the far easier route to get on Reddit or a Facebook group or a private WhatsApp group and talk smack about someone who's being very successful, who's doing things really successfully. It is far easier to wallow in our self-pity. It is far easier to complain, to snark, to talk and gossip about people who are doing really well. Now, I want to talk about why this is a problem and also why it's really important not to stay in these groups and these energies. Because let me tell you, as a Scorpio rising who has learned to overcome jealousy, especially as I've gotten older, I will say I feel like as a kid and like a younger teenager, I struggled a lot with jealousy, but I moved very fast and I learned very quickly and I got out of that phase very fast. But as someone who understands jealousy and understands being jealous or envious of someone who has more than you, I can tell you that it does nothing. It absolutely does nothing to your current situation, your success, your livelihood, your money, your abundance, your marriage, your relationships. It does nothing for you. If anything, being jealous and staying in that, I hate to say low vibe or low energy, that like victim-y, self-pity energy is so repellent to success. The people that are actually out there in the world that are getting book deals, publicity, things are just happening for them. They found the love of their life. They have a whole group of friends. You know, the people where things are going well for them, do you think that they hang out on Reddit? Like, honestly, do you think they're in Reddit snark forums? Do you think they're on Facebook groups talking ill about that person? Do you think they have private WhatsApp groups where they spend time snarking about other astrologers? Absolutely not. They're too busy making and doing things. They're innovating. They're thinking of new things they want to create. They're writing their book. They're teaching classes. They're busy out there in the world, living their work and doing their thing and having fun. Successful people do not, well, first off, a lot of successful people don't consume much. I will tell you that straight up. All of the successful people I know in my life, in business, they are creators. They're not consuming a ton. And as someone who spent a lot of my life consuming and not creating, when you make that switch, it is apparent in every aspect of your life, your time, your energy reserves. Like I have so much energy every day to give that I make content constantly. I would say I share 10% of the content that I make here on YouTube, Instagram, podcast, all the platforms. There's about 90% of the content that never gets seen. That's how much energy I have. My classes are 2 hours. They go on for 5 hours. Like, I have so much energy to give because I don't consume content, because I'm not scrolling, because I'm not watching a ton of media. I do like to watch YouTube and listen to podcasts, but I'm doing it sparingly. I'm not in these threads or in these places and studying and dissecting and complaining and talking and spreading rumors and gossip. There is no time because I'm too busy out in the world making things happen. Okay, so this is the first point I want to make is very successful people are not spending time in WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups and talking smack about other people in their industry. Okay, that's the first thing. They're also creating a lot more than they're consuming. And the second part of this is the most successful people know their self-worth. They are so deserving and they know it. And I want to talk about confidence versus arrogance because they're very different. And a lot of people see confident, successful women and think that they're arrogant or think that they have a huge ego. When in actuality, they just know their talents, their strengths, they know what they're good at, and they put it on full display. They're not afraid to say, this is what I'm good at, and I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna sell this thing because it is a massive service that I show up in my talents and gifts to the world. It is absolutely my duty and obligation to show up and take space because I know how worthy and good I am at this thing. That is confidence. Arrogance is thinking you're entitled or you're better than other people, or even that you deserve it more than anyone else does. That's arrogance. And this is the biggest thing that people confuse. They confuse arrogance and confidence. They don't know the difference. And humility. Let's talk about humility for a second. Humility is staying grounded and anchored and appreciative of the simple things in your everyday. On the flip side, the other side of humility can be having a lowly view of yourself, shrinking, settling, playing it small, not taking up space, and shining in the light and beauty and radiance that you are. Too much humility is actually not a good thing when we're talking about success, visibility, abundance, prosperity, being seen. In order to allow yourself to be seen, to put yourself on the internet, to do whatever it is you want to do, write that book, you have to believe in yourself more than anyone else. You have to be so convicted in what you do that you need to show up. And yes, that means allowing people to see you and getting attention. Anyone who says that they are on the internet not to get attention is lying. If you are putting yourself on the internet, you are wanting attention for something, whether that's your work, your service, your voice, your ideas. It is delusion to put yourself on the internet and think that you don't want attention. Okay, let's just clear that up. Humility is a beautiful thing when you are staying grounded and rooted and anchored in appreciation of your life, of how much it took for you to get here, of how long it took for you to get here, the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears that it took for you to have the success and abundance that you now have. Daily gratitude, daily appreciation for the process and the journey. This is true humility. And unfortunately, for a lot of people who are not consciously and subconsciously aware of their innate deservingness, worthiness, and belief in themselves for taking up space on this planet, a lot of those people don't understand the difference between arrogance and confidence. And as a result, it will be a lot harder to have the kind of success, prosperity, abundance, livelihood to get there. And this is why it all starts from within. It starts from going down into our childhoods, our beliefs around ourselves, reprogramming our childhood, our parenting. And this is why it is more important than anything to give ourselves that love, that epic grace, compassion, and empathy, and to realize that it is up to us to make our lives happen. And that means not complaining and being jealous of those around us in our industry who are successful, who are actually showing us what's possible, who are actually cluing us in and hinting to us our own triggers, our fears, our insecurities that we've probably picked up in childhood, and showing us the path of what could be. Those people that you're triggered by, that you're jealous of, that are making it and doing great things, study them. Watch them, because they're showing you things that you are not looking at within yourself, because honestly, you've probably blocked it through childhood and beliefs and seeing other people get shamed for doing things that you actually want to be doing. Here's the difference between those who are successful and those who are not. Those who are successful see those that are making it and doing big things, and they think, wow, they're doing it. That's showing me that what I want can be possible. They've laid a path out there. Wow, there's a lot of potential and possibility. What an expander. Those who are not successful look at those people who are and complain, wallow in self-sabotage and self-pity, and get on the Reddit snark forums, Facebook groups, and private WhatsApp groups to talk smack about those who are successful and actually doing a lot of great things with their lives. I really believe that everything is energy, that the energy we emit, we emanate, we give out to others, the amount of times that we talk smack about other people and our peers and our community, the more that we gossip, the more that we slander, the more that we assume and make judgments when we don't actually know the truth because we don't know that person on the internet, the more that we do that, we're just reinforcing this reality that we're going to stay perpetually stuck in as long as we stay in that mindset. If you actually want to make change happen in your life, you have got to flip it and reverse it. You've got to start seeing life in a different way, and you've got to reprogram your mind subconsciously to heal the pain, shame, and programming that is buried deep within you on a childhood subconscious level. This is deep stuff, and I've been committing to this work for years. I have dedicated myself to be better with myself. I am not competitive with others. I am competitive with myself. I am always on the upward trajectory because I believe in my growth. And I also, on a subconscious and conscious level, believe in my worthiness. I see that what I have to offer is worthy and deserving. And because I believe that deep down to the bone, other people see that worth and deservingness too, because I believe in it. And this is the cycle of abundance, right? When you believe in what you have to offer, your service, your product, your solution to people's problems, it will work. But do you believe in it yourself? Do you believe that you are capable of making and moving and holding money? This is the work that not a lot of people want to do because it's hard. Do you know how many memories I have had to reprogram in my life, my childhood, my birth? I have reprogrammed my entire life, my worth, my belief in myself from 2021 until 2024. 4 years, 4 consistent years of neural reprogramming through meditation, hypnosis, journaling, and doing the active work to bust through my triggers, my shadow side. I have had to create space for that and work on that every day for years. Not to mention all of the external work, aside from the subconscious work of showing up online and consistently putting myself out there on the internet for 10 years. I started my blog in 2015. The amount of courses I've invested in, the amount of money I've spent on coaches and mentorship and all of the work, yeah, I am proud of myself. And that's not arrogance. I built this life. And I'm not going to shrink or stay small or settle or dim my light or be humble to own that. I own what I've built. And this energy is magnetism. I built a business where I was making $11,000 a year to 6 figures to now over $1 million in a year because I not only believe in myself, but I'm constantly working on getting better and thinking outside of the box and staying in communities and spaces and surrounding myself with friends who also live at that level. And that's another tip. It is very important if you want to be successful in life with anything, whatever your goal is in life, whatever your mission is, that you surround yourself with people who are living at a similar energy as you. Because let me tell you, it is so easy to get stuck in the mud with people who are not doing things, who won't do things, who will stay in scarcity for the rest of their life because they don't challenge themselves. They don't ask themselves, why am I staying in this group? Why am I hanging out with these people? Why am I surrounding myself with friends who gossip and snark about other influencers? I have a friend of mine who we used to talk on the phone a lot, and we still do, but at the time we were talking a lot on the phone, and she was always snarking about other influencers. And I eventually got to a point where I just started saying, no, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And just started moving the conversation and I don't want to talk about this person. This person's actually doing this great thing. Have you seen this? I really admire the way that that person does this. By kind of taking control of the conversation for the years after of let's reframe it. Let's flip it and reverse it. Instead of complaining about that person that You're clearly watching because you like them. Let's be real. You don't give anyone attention that you don't secretly admire or are curious about. The people that we snark on, it's because they're grabbing our attention, and attention is the most valuable currency. If you really didn't care about someone, you wouldn't be giving them the time of day, honestly. But this is why it's so important to be very mindful of who you hang with, because you are the top 5 people you hang out with. You are a similar energy as the content creators you follow, the YouTubers, the podcasters, all of those people that you follow on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. That energy you are taking in, and the people that you consistently go back to, you are taking in that energy. So be very mindful of the kind of conversations you have with people, the kind of people you hang out with. And going back to the first point, the most successful people, they are too busy. And when they do hang out with their friends or their groups and their communities and their memberships and whatever they do, their masterminds, whatever, they are top level people. They are people who think bigger, who don't complain or gossip or wallow. They are thinking about the possibility and the potential of what could be. They're not thinking about this low level stuff. You want to change your life? You stop getting jealous. You want success in your life? You go out there and you make it for yourself. This energy of why does it come so easy to them? It's so old, archaic energy. Let's move with the times, people. Let's go. Neptune and Saturn's in Aries. It's time to take ownership and accountability for your life and the energy that you give out and you put out into the rest of the world. Actions and energy within. What you think about. The emotions you feel, the amount of time that you spend on an emotion or a thought. One of the keys to success, resilience. How quickly do you bounce back from setbacks? How quickly do you rise up when a problem occurs? For me, I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sensitive. I've got moon on the midheaven in Leo. I feel things deeply, but then I move on fast. I'm over it in a day, 2 days max if it's really painful. I don't hold on to things. And when I do have something to say, I make it a lesson and I share it on the internet. So let this be a lesson from me to you. You want to change your life? Stop getting jealous and stop getting triggered. Time to change that. Flip it and reverse it. Do the work. Do the subconscious work. I'll include a link to Be Magnetic if you want to learn more. That was the program that I used from 2021 through, I still use it now. I still have a yearly membership today. In fact, I did a meditation a couple weeks ago. I did one. I don't do it as much because quite frankly, I don't need it as much. I feel like my nervous system is really regulated. I did get a Reiki session the other day. As a 3/5 manifesting generator, I get a lot of projection, but I'm here for it. I literally came to this planet to be seen and to trigger a lot of people and be a projection field so that it will challenge others to see what could be possible for them. And I do it gladly. So I'll include all the links down below if you want to go deeper. And by the way, if you want to go even deeper on all this, like money mindset, my 8-hour class is now available. Money mindset, abundance, business, confidence, strategy, basically learn all of my tips and secrets in business. I have an 8-hour class. It was a 2-parter. On one day, it was 5 hours long, me talking straight for 5 hours, sharing everything and more. And the next day, we did a 3-hour class. It's all recorded, and you can get the replay and lifetime access by clicking the link down below. The Fully Booked Astrologer. But you definitely don't need to be an astrologer to get all this amazing information in the course. So many people are not astrologers in this course. They're doing a ton of different things, and they got so much out of it. The testimonials are insane. So if you want to go deeper and learn this in-depth 8 hours of material, energy, passion, everything that I have within me, if you want to get all of this, it's so good. I'll include the link down below. All right, my manifesting generator gut response has been emptied. Oh, I feel like I just emptied a lot of wisdom to share. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Maybe I'll make more of them. Who knows? And I'll see you in the next one. Have a magical day and happy astro travels.